Aquarius, good morning, how you doing? So explaining the reading of what is in front of you, which is the karmic hell loop situation. Within my belief, I believe that what goes up must come down, and because Lucifer did come down, that we are pretty much here already. So we're kind of in a karmic hell loop of a situation that we go round constantly each day, over and over again. Are they coming back? Are they not coming back? Am I reconciling? Am I not? Should I move forward? Should I go back? What do I do? I'm very confused, really don't know. Can't figure out the person. Then we get triggers and mirrors and constantly show us the same stuff of where we're on the crossover between heaven and hell. Well, purgatory of year 9, like 9-year cycles. Purgatory in the dark, don't understand people's feelings, trying to find our way out towards the light. And we don't get there because basically, do we ever really die? Because if we're already there, trying to get there, we're already there. Okay, so where we are is hell, and where we're heading for is up. So what goes up must come down and comes back the same as a hell loop. So that's my belief. Okay, so what we do is we look at a hell loop reading for you and tell you what you got coming up in the future of this. And if it be a very complicated one, then we try to help you out the best I can in order to give you advice to say, this is possibly coming back in your life, a decision that you've got to make. Okay, so let's see. So Aquarius, don't forget Aquarius, you can also watch this as a Leo or an Aquarian, because I deal in numerology in 8, and it tells me a hell of a lot more about people when it comes to kings and queens inside of a tarot deck. So numerology is more to me when I read cards. Okay, so you can watch that as a major arcana, because Leo and Aquarius have both a major arcana 8, so you can watch it as a life path 8 as well if you are a life path 8. Okay, but for the people that don't really understand, it really doesn't matter. We'll just stick with Aquarius, right? So let's see, Aquarius, what have you got coming up, please, for their hell loop reading of decisions that they've got to make this week? What is it that you are trying to show Aquarius this week, please? So you got 7 of Swords. Basically someone that's trying to get away. It's kind of like, I need space and I'm trying to get away. My name could be Wayman, okay? It could be home and away. Could be someone from Australia maybe. But I'm trying to get away with something. Or the other person feels as if the person's pulling away from them, okay? Now 7 is also, look, I need to go and experience different lessons, maybe with a different person or even on my own. But it's kind of like, I can't seem to get you to understand, to stay around long enough to listen. Because I'm trying to explain to you, but I feel as if you don't want to listen to what I'm saying. Now, if you are watching this as an Aquarian and you're kind of like, you know what, or it might be Aquarian or a Leo, and you think, you know what, I'm kind of watching this, but that's how my other person is speaking to me, and that's how they're acting, and that's also how I'm acting, it's probably because you're being triggered and mirrored, okay? So how it stands at the moment is, through your hell loop, is that someone has probably just decided to leave the other person stranded on their own, okay? To do it on their own. And it means a declaration of independence, that I want to find my independence, and I can't do it when I'm attached to someone that doesn't match or understand me. But that's more than likely, if you're honest with one another, that is pretty much how you're both seeing each other. Now this could also come through as your mother, or the energy of what I'm hearing is lover. That would be Gemini or maybe Capricorn placements, because they're 6. Okay, so it's like, I've got a shitload of stuff to contend with at the moment. No matter whether I go back or forward, any way do I run or try to escape it, I can't. And I can't escape this hell loop. And I can't seem to get away from people that every time I run into someone, they've got a problem. If I go back into a circumstance, this person has a problem. If I stay where I am at the moment with this person called Michael, it's more hassle. So this 7 energy here is, say, if their environment was showing them, okay, I'm at work, okay, and I get loads of shit at work. And then I come home and I get loads of shit at work. Or I can go back into a relationship and reconcile with someone, but I get moaned at and complained that I'm not doing what you want me to do. Because this can be like a car, right? Because it's Cancerian energy. So it can be, you know, I'm picking you up and I'm doing this and I'm running myself fucking ragged to the point where I'm just absolutely exhausted. That did come up in another reading where I said exhaust, okay? But I'm suffering through exhaustion by the amount of shit that I have to constantly do for everybody else. I have to come and see you, I have to go and see them, I have to come and see you, I have to come and see them, I have to pick you up, I have to pick them up, I have to pick up work, I have to do work, and I have to do this and I have to do that. And at the moment, I'm fucking exhausted, Okay, so I can't seem to do anything for anyone else because I can't never seem to do anything right. If I look over my shoulder and I go back into a circumstance of the past, it's basically just going to show me the same shit of the same lesson where I'm getting really exhausted. Okay, now if I go forward on my own, at least I am my own person and I can physically just deal with me. Because this could be ADD, okay, attention deficit disorder. You're never paying any attention to me. You always pay attention to other people or yourself because you don't have time to pay attention to me. So in order to sort out ADD, I can't concentrate on anybody else but myself, especially if I'm being blamed to say that that's my fault. So it's not my fault, it's a mental health disorder, and if I'm paying attention somewhere else, that's because I'm paying attention maybe either one, to another person that understands, to a person that doesn't understand, but the only way I can really gather my thoughts, or Gavin, or Stacey, or Steve, or Sarah, or Sassy, or Sandra, okay, I'm also hearing Jackie, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jackie. But the only way that I can ever truly understand myself is by being alone on my own. And if there's anybody else in my future that understands me, I'll be more compatible with the person that I may leave you for another person. That is only if there is another person. Okay, but at the moment, the Seven of Swords could suffer from a mental, because it's health, mental health issues to do with ADD. I can't focus on you all the time. I find it very difficult to focus on anybody but myself. Well, you're a selfish, arrogant prick. You don't never stay around long enough in order to work it out. What am I supposed to be complained at in order to stay around long enough to be moaned at? You wonder why I'm leaving? Because I think it's your fault. Well, I think it's your fault. So the bet the devil you know is the fact that, well, if I'm right and you're right and I'm wrong and you're wrong, two whites don't make a wong. And it's no point putting white on white because we just get white. So I'm out, you know, and it's kind of like that. I'm not staying around to be shouted at, screamed at or complained at. And I don't have time to deal with this. But I can assure you, Gary or Tina, I can assure you that the other person was probably blaming this person that much to the fact where they're like, fuck, I'm out. I'm out. I cannot stay around long enough to be blamed. Okay? So, because that's normally what makes a person go, is to push. Is that you keep pushing me out of my life. You keep pushing me out. You keep pushing me out. Yeah, but I'm uncontrollable because I can go in any direction I want. I'm in control of my own life. I can go forwards or backwards or sideways. It doesn't matter. But if you keep trying to control me to come back, you're still pushing me out. Right? Anybody picking up any kind of like mirror energy here? Because I can kind of feel it in this reading for you here, Aquarius. So let's see. Aquarius, what they got coming up. What do you want them to know about their hell loop that could be coming up, their karmic hell loop? Any advice for them of what's coming up? Well, it's kind of like someone's very passionate, they're very loving, they're very creative, but there may be sex that could be used as a tool to get someone back here. Like, you know, if I offer you this, would you come back for a one-night stand? Or it's just like, look, I'm really passionate about you and it makes me want you the more that you don't want me. Okay, and I'm trying to offer you, and I'm trying to tell you, but you don't stay around long enough in order to make this work. Okay, so if you're not going to stay around long enough for me to offer it to you, you're not paying any attention to me. No, because I am. I can see that you're trying to offer. I can see the offer that you're trying to make, but I don't know if I want it. Because if it's Connett or Michael, which I met yesterday, which is my friend Cancerian, fuck, we did have a laugh yesterday. I went out for the first time to a boozer for a few hours, drank water, but I met my mate Michael as a Cancerian. Fuck it, the popular belief, Aquarius, before we get on with your reading, yesterday I walk into the boozer and it's a fresh lick of paint everywhere. Man, I was as fucking high as a kite as Mary Poppins. It was fresh paint, just been painted. And we all sat there giggling to fuck. A couple of people had a couple of pints. I don't drink, I'm drinking water. And they're saying, fucking hell, Bill, you're right. I'm like, bruv, I'm fucked off me nut. And we were having a right laugh. Anyway, this person here knows that there is an option to maybe go back into a circumstance of a hell loop that's presented itself as the same thing. But it's kind of like, I don't know if I want to do that anymore. Like, I physically don't. because I know that you want to offer to me, and I know that you might love me, and I know that you can just shove Harry Potter right in my face anytime you want. But it's kind of like this. I'm not just your toy. Like, I'm not just a toy boy or a tie bride. I'm not just someone that you can just shove a dick in front of, or that I can just like offer you as a one night stand and then you can just come in and come out whenever you want. Like, you know, so, because if this is a thing from the past, it's kind of like, well, look, you know, why don't we reconcile, and why don't we just maybe try to do something that's more passionate and loving, and why don't we just like fuck it out, you know? Yeah. Let's see, Aquarius. What's Aquarius's hell loop trying to show them here? Aquarius's hell loop. Five of Cups. You see, a lacking energy. It's like I don't know what I would do without needing you. Like, I need you in my life. So you come up against a need energy. So you come up codependent, independent. Okay? So it's like, I need you in my life because I can't cope without you in it. I need you for certain things. I need you to provide the love for me that I may not have found myself. So I need you to provide that for me, because if you wasn't here, I don't know what I would do without you. But I can't be here for you all the time. I have my own life to lead. Lisa, Linda, Laura, but I have my own life to lead. I can't do you and do me at the same time. Okay, I have, like, you see, the thing is, even when you're married, this is why I would never really get married, but like, even when you're married, you know, people seem to lose the independence of their own right. Like, you know, I have a life, you have a life, and we both have separate lives, and we both lead separate lives, okay? When we merge forces, that's a marriage, okay? Commitment is basically just sort of like dating. But some people can be so reliant on the other person to do all of the work that they believe that my life is more harder than your life here, because this is hard, right? And that my life is harder than your life. So really I'm blaming. Can be a blamed energy, okay? I'm blaming you for leaving me, because 7 carries 5 of Swords and runs away from a decision, from making one, right? But it's kind of like, I don't want to leave you, and I don't want to leave you in that sort of state, but I can't do your life for you. Your life is your life, independent from mine, okay? Can't do that for you all the time. I can't make you happy if you're actually unhappy, but I'm not unhappy. I'm happier when you're in it. So what are you, happy or sad? Do I make your life easier or harder? What do I make it? Easier being in your life or harder? Well, it makes it easier when you can do things for me. Oh, great. So I can do all of those things for you, and that makes it easier, right? When I'm around, but when I'm not around, your life becomes harder. So is it easier or harder with me in your life? And if I'm honest with this hell loop here, Aquarian, I don't think either of you really know. Okay, I don't think either of you really know. And that's, like I said, it's I mean, this is why people hate me as a tarot card reader, because does it ring a bell, John? But, you know, does it ring true to a lot of people here? You know, because 5 doesn't want to be complained at and moaned at, because it's a 5 energy. I'm not here for you to complain at me, for you to moan at me, to say that I'm not good enough, you know. So it's not my choice to make, it's actually your choice. If I make you feel this way, then why the fuck do you want to be with me if I make you feel this way? Okay? Don't leave me this way, I can't... Right? So don't leave me this way. I can't... Which way do you want me to lead you? You know, you're not a teddy bear, okay? So it's kind of like that, you know, and that's the way it is. So, let's see. The trouble is, with a lot of people that watch me, they get so triggered. They get so triggered, I believe, that when they start watching, that they actually don't want to admit that. Like, they can get triggered and they can get mirrored, and they're like, oh, fuck, does that really mean that it's me? Like, I thought it was them. Like, I've got to have someone to blame. Like, somebody's got to be at fault. I have to blame it on somebody. Okay, but you blame it on the handbag. Right? Just don't blame it on the boogie, right? Let's see. Now, there could be drugs here, because we used to call heroin boogie for some reason, or someone did. Boogie. Have you got any boogie? Let's see. Aquarius. You see, when you're going through hard times, Aquarius, everybody will always see it that it's everybody else's fault. They will. They're constantly, the world is full of blame. Everybody always looks for someone to blame. And everybody always looks for a bosom for a pillow. And I just need to rest my head, because wherever I lay my hat, that's my home. And if I live here and you live there, it's not my fault. If there's distance between us, that's not my fault. Okay, if you live here and I live there, wherever I lay my hat, that's my home. That's where I live. So I can't keep doing all of this. Okay, might be commuting, where someone has to commute quite a lot to work. Like I am dedicated to work quite a lot, and I have to commute. So I have to travel a long way to work. Okay, or you do and I don't. But there could be a problem of distance. There could be a problem of like commuting. It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way for me to go. Okay, by the time I get back, I'm exhausted and I'm fucking fed up because I have to travel all day long. And by the time I get home, I'm knackered. Yeah, but I need you to do all of these things for me. Really? I've just been out to work. You're not. Right, you don't, I mean, is anybody working here? Like, is it involving money and work? Okay, I work, you don't. Or you work too much and you work too little. Or is it Stuart? Let's see. You work too hard, you don't work enough. You know, it's one of those. Aquarius, show me Aquarius's hell loop of what they've got coming up karmically. Hell loop this week, please, for Aquarius. So you got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So it's kind of like, look, I might need to pick up some extra shifts here. This would normally be needing to pick up extra work. Okay, I need some more money. I need finances. I can't afford things that you can afford, because this can be a Ford Focus, right? So it can mean a car. They're normally, I don't know if you guys in America or wherever you're from have Ford, okay, or fraud. It could be fraudulent, but like you have a Ford Focus or someone, right? So it could be a car, and this can be like, you know, I need to pick up extra shifts and extra work, and I have to work harder than what you work because you have a car and I don't have a car because I can't afford it. So I need you to take me to do all of this, but I can't. So it's kind of like, well, because this energy here is in reverse, it's saying that I need to work harder for money, right? It means that I have to work extra hard to get that extra piece of money. So it can be people that work for like the government, okay? I work for the government and I'm getting so fucking sick and tired of having to work day in and day out to be able to support you, okay? So I have to take extra shifts. I have to take extra goddamn hours. I'm like exhausted and I'm doing it all for you, but you don't seem to notice that. Okay. So either way around, it could be where one of you here on this circumstance doesn't work at all. Okay. They don't work at all, or they could work, but they just don't earn as much money as the other person. Okay. So because they don't earn as much of a living as the other person, this person is run ragged trying to do everything. But I need you to make my life more stable because my life is unstable. But that's not my fault. That's not my fault that your life is more unstable than my possible stable energy could be. Because if this person was unstable, do you think that they would stay around listening to things if they were unstable? You know, when you really look at the true facts, Aquarian, you know, when you want to get down to the nitty gritty, why is it that why Seven of Swords comes up of like, I'm really not going to listen to any more of this bullshit. I've had enough. I'm finished. I'm done and I'm putchy. I am not going to stay around listening to this with the complaints. I'm not going to. What makes you think that I would? What makes you think that I want to? Okay. Yeah, but it's the way I believe that you're supposed to be complaint. No. No. This is not a fucking complaint system, Dave. Okay. Write it down. Tell a friend, you know. But it could be to do with money. I need to pick up more hours in order to be able to cope, to be able to live the lifestyle that I want to lead here. It's funny when people merge together with people that we sometimes, because my belief system is completely different to a lot of people, and some people that may be of lack, it's not their fault that they are, but it's never another person's fault that they may not be lacking in anything, because they could have a lot of things. But people do love to make people feel that what you provide for me isn't good enough. You know, what you're providing isn't enough. You know. Let's see. Hopefully it changes around for you, Aquarius, but I can't lie, I have to read the cards as they are. And hopefully this isn't relating to you guys. But let's see, Aquarius, what have they got coming up for the hell loop of what you want them to know? Please. Doctor No. You might have a doctor's appointment. Doctor No. The doctor might say no. Somebody still keeps looking for the truth, when the truth may have been told to someone, but they're still looking for it. They believe that there are more answers yet to go over this. Like, I need to go over it again. I just need you to make this perfectly clear. Are we or are we not? Do you love me or do you love me not? Well, there really isn't any love here. Because the love has kind of got to the point where it's like, it's more of a burden and a frustration in order to keep this going, other than just like, you know. So I really can't see the fact that it's love that's holding this together. At the moment or ever, really, Trevor. But like, you know, Ace of Swords is where someone is being brutally honest with someone. Like, I don't think this person's fucking lying. I think if you guys are talking, they're being blatantly honest. Like, they're being blatantly honest. I am not going to put up with this anymore, young man. Right? I'm not putting up with it. Okay. See, Aquarius. What's Aquarius got coming up for their hell loop that they need to understand what's going on with them this week, please, for Aquarius? So, yeah, you see, work. I work God knows how many hours to support you. I mean, this could be a mother that's doing it for their children. And their children are completely, well, I don't know, grateful or ungrateful. It depends on how you see each other, right? But I'm definitely picking this energy up of, like, you're ungrateful, you know, you're ungrateful little shit, blah, blah, blah. You don't never... You know, I'm kind of hearing that spiritually. Ten of Wands is definitely an energy of overburdens. Like, I'm having to work too hard for the money that I'm getting. Okay, and I'm just having to work, and then having to twerk, you know. And it just ain't working. It just isn't working. Like, everything that I keep trying... Like, if we relate this to relationship, right, Aquarius? It's like everything I keep trying fails. It doesn't work. That's normally a hell loop, right? Split up, get back together. Did it work? No. Okay, let's try something else. Did this work? No. Okay, so it failed then. Yep. What, the MOT? But it failed then. Yeah, it failed. Okay, so what do you want to do that can try again? Distance and space. Give me some time. Give me, you know, give me a moment of greed. Give me a moment of lust, trust in the night. Jim Morrison, right? Let's see. Lead us not into temptation. Temptation. Let's see. You see, why do you think that we had temptation? Why do you think that we all have temptation? Because we have desires that need to be met. We have lust and we have trust. And the only way that ever came from is 6, which is Gemini Capricorn in the Garden of Eden, the forbidden fruit that was contaminated with dark energy. You're not supposed to eat that. You're supposed to grow hungry. Don't eat it. Okay. Don't eat it. Don't need it. Okay. But did you not know that all plants and vegetables are actually killing you? Nowadays they are. Did you not know that all plants and vegetables have a mechanism to put up a defense mechanism in order to stop animals from eating their babies, which are plants, right? So if you're a vegan or whatever, you know, you eat a load of plants and leafy greens, you actually believe that it's good for you, but the mechanism of a plant is to actually say that it's actually really not. Right. But yeah, the Garden of Eden that's contaminated by Lucifer in order to say that lead us not into temptation to bite from the forbidden fruit. Okay, so we're all contaminated with the dark and light energy of purgatory of 9. That's why we can never seem to find our way out of the light, because we're in the dark. Right. 9-year cycles. We're now in year 7. Don't forget, we went through this before when I was doing tarot readings for, well, for some people here. Year 7. A lot of towers, a lot of 7 of swords, a lot of chariot energy. Let's see, Aquarius for their hell loop reading. So you see, you stop speaking to this person. You possibly find it easier to not speak about it, because if you are speaking about it, sometimes that can actually make it worse, where you just find yourself, God, I'm exhausted. You know, I'm completely and utterly exhausted trying to get you to understand. So am I. I'm finding it difficult to get you to understand. Yeah, well, I'm trying to make you understand. So equivalently, neither of you are listening to one another. So space and distance of actually not talking about it or about the person is more than likely out of sight, out of mind. If you're out of sight, you're out of mind. If you're out of my mind, it's easier. Okay, so it's easier to not talk at the moment because I don't want to. I don't want to. Can't force me to talk. Okay, can't force feelings out of a stone. Okay. Now, the High Priestess can be like a lack of trust. It can be, you know, obviously divorce and stuff, like Libra energy that we could end up going through in the reading itself. But at the moment, I just feel that there is such a lack of communication that, you know, because a lot of you out there, I have to kind of think, you know, which kind of clients am I dealing with that I can't speak to, right? And I notice a lot of people in the comment section, they're kind of like, well, I've been waiting for communication. I've been waiting for a girl like you to communicate with me, but why are you not doing so? Why are you not? You know, if you're watching a tarot card reading and you desperately and utterly really want to speak to someone, why are you not doing that yourself? You know, fear of rejection, fear of getting an answer that you don't want. You know, don't be one of those people that sits back of a lackluster of wanting stuff but not asking for things, okay, from people. You know, even if that's space and time, at least it's honest. At least it's honest to tell a person, like, you know, sorry, but the answer is no. You know, or the answer is, please stop contacting me. Please stop, keep pounding me. You know, please stop with this. You know, I've asked you once and I've asked you nicely and I've told you the truth. You know, so please respect my wishes. You know, it's always best to be straight and dire and honest so you can start, you know, thinking more about yourself and than the other person, right? So I really do feel that at the moment you're giving each other space with not talking. Okay, what have we done? 27 minutes. So I'm going to end it there at the moment, Aquarius. I know you haven't got many cards, but I don't really need too many cards in order to give you your, well, the truth, really. Truth or lies. Okay, Elijah. You're right, Elijah. But anyway, yeah, if you want to continue on, this is where I really need to earn a living, Aquarius. So if you want to come over to Patreon, hopefully, it'll be the silver or gold tier. I'm going to draw you 3 more cards here, 5 more cards down the bottom here. Then I'm going to give you 3 cards of what to be aware of spirit that's trying to give you any messages to be aware of or how it may relate to this. I'm also going to give you 3 or 4 cards down the side here to represent your outcome of this hell loop and the outcome of what's to come of it. And then we also then start to clarify all of these cards here with a different Rider-Waite deck. And then we, hopefully, if I remember, because some of the readings I've forgot, but the reading has been so apparent that it really doesn't matter. But to get the 3 cards and then give you them at the end and do a reading for your outcome, okay? And that's what you get over on Patreon. And if you wish to support me as a reader, I really hope that you consider helping out with the channel because it's going down at the moment. But like, if you wish to support me financially, I really would appreciate it and come over to Patreon. Thank you so much, Aquarius. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you soon.